Hello and welcome to the post round 5 leading into round 6 question and answer video for Supercoach 2022. It is George from Fantasy Take TV, and we've got about 150 questions to get through, which is good. A few comments, so I don't know, maybe like 130 questions, but we'll go through all of them, read them all out. And yeah, should be good. So if you want to ask me a question, leave it on my weekly review video. Just prefer that to DMs and tags. It gets lost in my Twitter tags, and so yeah, sometimes I forget to reply to DMs, which I really shouldn't do. I'm very grateful for all the people that follow me and whatnot, but yeah, just preferably it's a bit easier for me to do it on here. Plus you get airtime, how about that? So today we got some company, my Russian Suicune, giant Suicune. Bought that from Russia 4 years ago. Obviously can't give any money to Russia anymore, so can't fund that anymore, but I got my sugar-free iced tea as well. So yeah, I love my big Suicune. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I always wanted a really big Pokemon plush, and now I got one. So, such is the life of a 27-year-old. But anyway, we'll move on. So, first question. Okay, Jack Last says first, whatever. Anonymous Baller says thanks, Jordan. No worries. Daniel Trembath. Hey, Jordan, it's definitely time to upgrade. Thinking Priest is a must, and Raul got to go. Thoughts on Raul, Ward, and Horn Francis out for track, Priest, and Roses. Gives me cash next week to go buried a Took or any sub 600k primo. Yep, so Raul, Ward, and Horn Francis for track, Priest, and Roses. That means you're getting more cash gen in Priest and Roses, and you're getting a premium in Petrarca, so your team's going forward, and you can get another one next week. So you get 2 big dog mids over 2 weeks. Ward, Raul is fine to trade. Raul could come good, but I don't really want to risk him losing more money, so I'm happy for him to go. Ward will make more money. Horn Francis will make more money. But if they're your worst cash generation players at the moment, and that gets you 2 big dog mids over 2 weeks, I'm okay with that. So that's fine. But yeah, I really don't like letting go of Ward and Horn Francis, but it's just the year it is. It's just fast cash gen and getting these rookies off the field ASAP. So I tick that off. Julian Vick, hey George, thoughts on Hinge, Stevens, Tahini, Roses? Big Roses. Well, Hinge is supposed to come back this week. He's supposed to be available. I think the problem with Hinge is, look, if Hinge wasn't injured, he would never have been dropped. And he was out this week due to injury, but I have a weird feeling they might use him as sub. If he's sub, yeah, I think you can do it. And yeah, Stevens, I'm happy to let go. He hasn't been on fire or anything in the VFL. Probably comes back and makes a bit more money, but it's very hard to crack that Sydney team at the moment. I'm not sure there's a spot for him unless injury. So, if Hinge is your worst rookie, I guess you could, but I'd like to hold Hinge. I think his role, halfback with kick-ins, is pretty damn good. Plays sometimes, has to play a bit tall sometimes down back, but I suspect that Hinge will come in, let Dawson play on a wing. But yeah, if you have a better avenue other than Hinge, I would. Otherwise, I guess you're doing a one up, one down here, so that's fine. Hey George, Sam Cullen. Hey George, thoughts on trading out Raul and Horn Francis for Brayshaw, Clary, and Roses? I think a lot of people are doing that, and I do hate to get rid of Horn Francis again, but yeah, we need to get Primos in. So Brayshaw or Clary. Clary has a high break even. I still think he's 180k. I still think he's alright to get in. He might drop 20, 30k. I think he probably drops like 20. And he gets a really good matchup against Richmond, who have a very underwhelming midfield. So I think that's fine. Yep, you could do that. Clary or Brayshaw. Speaking about this in the podcast, where Freo have had a really, really good fixture and now gets a tiny bit tougher the next 2 or 3 weeks. And Melbourne's fixture is a piss take the next 5, so I'd probably go Clary. It's hard. Brayshaw's definitely looked a little bit better so far. Just Clary had the 1 down game, but Brayshaw's been tagged as well. So Brayshaw looks like he's scoring better, but I think Clary is a bit more safer, I think. So I think they're both safe though. So yeah, whichever. You can get Clary this week. That's fine. Jordan Posmos. Contemplating doing this. Ridley, Raul, Bowie, track, Sisterly, Roses. That is, and 155k in the bank, and then get Clary next week. Yep, that's fine. Ridley can go. I guess Ridley this is a round where you kind of need the opportunity for trading these guys is kind of gone. I mean, I'm trading whole this week, but I have to. But Ridley for Sicily, I think that's fine. I think Sicily should put 15 points on Ridley's head every week. Ridley will keep going down. Sicily will keep going up. Rao out's fine. Bowie's out's fine. So Bowie should score okay still, but it's going to be very tough for him to make money with a bad score in his system. And he's averaging, no, he's like almost 400k or like 380k or something. So Bowie's okay. If you can get someone off the field, that's fine. But this gives you Track and Sicily. Track should go 115 plus. Sicily probably 100 to 105. Then you get Clary next week, and you get a bit more money out of Horn Francis, Barry, and Rochelle. I would do that. Love your vids, George. Thank you. Enzo Yosarin. Cogs and Chapman to Brayshaw and Priest. No, don't trade Cogs. I know his role's not great, but maybe with Toby Green coming in helps him a little bit. Leon is, Cogs has been scoring okay apart from one game. 2 out of the 3 games he's had low CBAs. He does push into stoppage still around the ground. He's still been okay. So don't trade Cogs. No reason. There's not a good enough reason to trade Cogs. I think that's how I'll frame that. So that's a no. If you can get Brayshaw in, sure. If you can get trade Chapman, that's fine. If you can get Priest in, fine. Cogs is not the one to get rid of. Kevin Duff, rank flex, cool. 1,000th is very good. You're in a nice spot. Chris Wade, thoughts on Baz Lenker? Okay, so I said this on the podcast. So Baz had mental health issues, a groin issue, and a hip issue, and that's all within a very short space of time in the preseason. So does Hunter out affect the role of Baz Lenker? Maybe. I think he'll be fine though. I think he can go 115 plus from what we've seen, because how can you ignore 94% TOG, 43 touches on the weekend, plus the Dogs fixtures? Pretty nice coming up. Sorry, we're asking this question, Bailey Smith. Yeah, I'm not going for it. I'm going up a bit for a bit more security. He's durable. He's always been very durable. He's just had a few little hiccups this year. So I think you can go for Baz if you want. I don't mind it. In fantasy, I might do it. Scoring better in that format. I'm not sure about Supercoach. I don't know if he's top 8 or not in Supercoach. That's the issue. Let's see, 520k. I don't mind it. If there was any mid at that price that I'd get, it'd definitely be Baz. But yeah, it's just not too sure if his role is going to be consistent throughout the year. I think there's a good chance it will be though. So for me, it's a tad too risky, but it could pay off. I think that's, yeah. I think if you can pay up for like a Petrarca or Oliver or Brayshaw, still I would. But if that's in your price range and you really like him, I guess that's okay. I'm not going to talk people out of Baz. George, thoughts on Grundy, Ridley, and Hull? So that's a triple primo to a triple primo combo. Grundy, Ridley, Hull to Heaney, English, Sicily, Chris. So triple primo out in upgrade season. I don't think that's what we should be doing. Hull, yes. Ridley, yes. And then I would probably, instead of trading Grundy, you've just traded 2 primos, hold Grundy. So I don't mind trading a Hull and Ridley. If you want to get Heaney in English, that's fine. And then get like Roses or Bruce or something instead of getting rid of Grundy. Look after your cash gen next week, so that way you can get a primo in next week easily. Liam Plunker, hey George, would you bring in Steele this week or wait after he's played GWS? If you would wait, it would be, would you bring in Trent, Clary, or Brayshaw? Out of these 3, I like Petrarca because of his price. If I had to pick any of these 3, regardless of price, it would be Clary. I still think Brayshaw's fine. Track and Clary have a dream run the next 5 weeks, so probably Petrarca because of value. Steele is fine. I don't think it matters too much that he's playing GWS. You can't really predict what players are going to score sometimes. Like we thought they'd tag we thought Ash would tag a D's mid. He did not tag. So do they tag Steele or not? Maybe they put a little bit of time into him, but it still generally doesn't get tagged out. So If you've got the money, I think it's fine to go steal. Otherwise, I think the value in track, the saving 30 or 50k over the other two, I think it's worth it. Mozaljo. Hey George, likely to burn 3 trades this week would result in Gibcus to Stewart or Sicily. I'd go Sicily for the price. 70k is significant. And then we'll be able to get to Goey and Oliver within the next 2 weeks. Yep, that's fine. Thomas K, how many times do you finish your explanation with, well, see how we'll go? Is hilarious. I don't even notice I say that a lot, but yeah. Mo, is it too early to bring in Keys? No, you can bring him in. I think he's top 8 in fantasy. I'm not sure he's top 8 in Supercoach. So I like him. Disposal can sort of hurt him. I think he'll go 115 this year. I'm not even sure that's top 8. It'll be pretty close. So I don't mind him as a pod. I'm gonna go for Petrarca though. Cameron Williams, I traded Bowie to Sicily. Talk of Hull having scans last week scared me off. I held Cripps and had Horn Francis on field up to 12k. Nice. Yeah, I'm like 29k at the moment. 12k as well is like doesn't look super great, but we can start making up some ground the next few weeks. So hopefully that's the case. Baz is swinging Dacos back and trading Hall to Baz and using a trade boost to trade up Rao and Berry Cherry to any rookie for steal or any mid. A good idea. Trading Hall to Baz. I think that's fine if you want. Again, I just spoke about Baz, so I think just refer to what I said about that like 2 minutes ago, whatever it was. Berry can go before Cherry. Cherry is going to make more money. He has a really good role. Berry is a bit of a time bomb with his shoulder. The thing with his shoulder is they said his shoulder is stable. He has shoulder capsule irritation. So apparently it's stable, but it keeps... He's getting a lot of pain there. So I think you can hold Berry. Maybe next week... trade Berry. Give him another week, I think. I think there's every chance that he hurts himself early and he plays really bad, but at the same time his break-even's low and he's playing okay through the pain. So I think give Berry and Cherry more time. Yeah. If you want to get rid of Berry and Rao for a rookie and steal, I think that's fine. Just because like Berry injury risk, you have an excuse to get rid of him, but yeah, that's fine, I guess. Don't trade Cherry though. Alex, no Driscoll. Hopefully Roses makes up for it. Ridley is gone. That's fair. Is Bruce a must-have? I think he's playing this week. He's going to make a lot of money. As we said on the podcast, the reward outweighs the risk with Bruce because of the price and because he's got 200s in his system. It literally needs to get through like 2 or 3 games and he's made 150k. So looks like they'll play 2 rucks this week with Flynn and Bruce most likely. And I think Bruce can still score like 80 in that role. So I think he kind of is. So yeah, there is risk, but again, the reward outweighs the risk at the price. Ash Devers, do we need to trade Ridley? Haven't used much trades. Also thoughts on Ridley, Bowen, Rao, Sicily, Petrarca, and Roses. So that's 1 premium out and 2 premiums in. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I got Aaron Hall though. So yeah, I think that's fine. Trading Grundy is my only way to Bruce. Not sure it's worth it. And Hayes coming on the bubble soon. I think in this situation, I think you just go for Hayes. And just your players, you kind of just hope something goes wrong with Bruce, which it has like 3 or 4 times already this year. Yeah, it's annoying to miss out Bruce, but I wouldn't blow up your structure for it. Bruce and Sam Hayes both must-haves. If they are, then have to trade Grundy to Bruce. If you got... It feels so bad trading the most durable ruckman we have to the least most durable ruckman we have. So I think if you... Nah, I'm kind of not a fan. I think you just... Whatever suits your... You know, if you need like an extra 80k next week and that gets you a premium, then just go Sam Hayes. Otherwise, probably go Bruce first. If he's at your R3. So probably go Bruce over Sam Hayes. Just depends on... if the cash hurts your upgrades. Otherwise, I think going Sam Hayes is fine. Anyone have thoughts on whether I should get Jack Sinclair in? I think he's a real deal. It's weird because he scores really well off halfback and no one's putting any time into him. His AFL player ratings are like, I think he's like top 10 player in the league based on that this year. He looks really good and he's just doing whatever he wants off halfback. So he needs to get a few kick-ins. So Yeah, he's looked really, really good this year, and I think he's worth the price. Bear in mind, he does have a bit of soft tissue history, very minor last year. I'm going to actually avoid him for that reason, but that could bite me in the ass. So, yes, I think he's top 6. Yes, is he definitely top 6? I think we'll see a bit of regression from here, but I think he'll be around the mark. So, yep, I think you can get him in. Hey George, great video. What are your thoughts on Bowie, Rao, Juan Francis, or Ward out? In Bruce, Brayshaw, Tuchel still. One still, but worried. GWS Tigers worry. Who's a better trade in this week? Thoughts on Sinclair, T Green? So I think I'd probably still go Steele over Tuch. Tuch probably bounce back. Kind of just want to make sure nothing's wrong with Tuch, because no tackles for 2 weeks is a little strange, but he didn't look that bad. I don't know. Not sure. Oh, Tuch's good value though. Doesn't really matter. Like, they're both top 8, I think. I guess Tuch for the value, I guess. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, saving 50k is pretty big. And then who's a better trade in this week? Oh, yes, I answered that. And then Sinclair and Tom Green. I just spoke about Sinclair, and I like Tom Green. Again, he has a bit of injury history last year. And his coach is Leon Cameron. So I think you probably want to get him in last week if you wanted him, but he looks really good, and I think he'll go like 110 to 115. I'm looking elsewhere though. I think at this point you might as well pay up for a more proven guy. Sisley and Bruce in, Hall and Durden out. If Durden's your worst rook, then that's fine. Yeah, it feels kind of bad to trade Durden. Let's check his break even. So this is my team this week. Same as the video. Petrarca and English in. I've kind of committed to that, and it's good to commit, and it's still Wednesday. Durden's break-even is -4. That feels really bad, but Bruce's break-even is like -93. Jeez. Yeah, if he's your worst rookie, I think you could do it. So you could be able to get rid of Connor McDonald or something over Durden. I don't know. I feel like Durden's more likely for a spike game. Otherwise, yeah, I guess that's fine. Bruce the must-have, answered that before. Bruce or Rose is more important to get in right now. Bruce, is it worth getting Grundy for English? No. I need to get rid of Matt Rao, but don't have much cash to spare. Who should I downgrade Matt Rao to? Roses. Otherwise, you can wait a week for like Hobbs or something, or Sam Hayes via DPP. Roses is the best one this week. I'd keep him off your field though, but he's looked really good. Like you couldn't ask much more for someone who's on the bubble this week. And I think his job security is good because he played better than a lot of their other players up forward. Rao and Ward to Oliver, Brayshaw and Bruce. Yep. Tick. Oliver, Brayshaw, just whoever. I think I like Oliver a tad better. It's hard though. Brayshaw looks like the better scorer, but Oliver's more proven. And yeah, Brayshaw's had a very easy fixture. And Oliver's fixture gets very easy next year. Tim Davis on Titch. I would not touch him at all this season. Sam Mitchell has spoken about his desire for players to play in multiple roles. That includes Titch and Amira playing a lot forward. Would honestly avoid all Hawks plays except Sicily and Rooks as a Hawks fan. I've got something stuck in my tooth. I agree. I don't trust Titch or the role the coach gives him. Fully fit Titch with CBAs is quite comfortably top 5 mid. However, I don't know if that happens. I don't want to deal with like bullshit when I can just go for someone that I don't potentially have bullshit to deal with. So that's pretty much the logic. So yeah, I agree with that statement. Mark Kierkegaard. Hey man, can you explain scaling? NRL doesn't have that. Do certain players scale better than others? Also, Walsh top 8 mid. Walsh, I think he'll go close. Not guaranteed, but he'll go close, I think. But yeah, he's fine. Perfectly fine play to bring in. Do players scale better than others? Depends who you ask. So the objective answer is no. So scaling is basically when the game is close, you get more points for it. So, you know, if you're kicking goals with 1 minute to go and you're 60 points up, you're not going to get much points for it. So, yeah, in more impactful moments, you get boosted a little bit in your score. So yeah, you kick a goal on the siren, you can get like 20, 30 points. And it also depends on how many points have been distributed. So the total points for a game is 3,300. So if there's been a lot of points given and that that threshold of 3,300 has been exceeded, you know, the two teams have scored over that many points, then everyone will start getting scaled down. A bit like Clayton Oliver was on 220 last year because there were so many points, he got scaled down to like 200 and something, low 200s. Matt Alford, I've got Horn Francis and Rao for Bruce and Trek locked in, but I'm 10k short to dump one of McCartan or Hinge to make up the money. Options are to get in Perez or Roses. Who would you pick? Probably go Roses. I'd probably go Hinge out over McCartan. Just McCartan seems a little bit more certainty surrounding McCartan, and a bit like I was gonna say durability, but not really. But I prefer Roses just because he's looked better than Perez. But Perez's job security and role should improve, so I think they're both fine downgrade targets. I wouldn't want Perez on the field. I don't trust him. There's too many good rookies to have, but he could score okay. Nathan, hey George, I've gone Kipkis and Rao to Bruce and Sinclair. Is it worth trying to get Malcolm in? Malcolm Roses. I don't think it's worth a boost unless it facilitates an upgrade. So, yeah, I think this is fine. I guess you could, if you have someone to downgrade and it enables a upgrade next week, because you also probably want to get Sam Hayes in if you can next week. I think that's fine. Is it too late to bring in Nod? I think it is. 240k. You know, he probably makes 150k, but if whoever you're trading out, does he make 150k more than whoever you're trading out? Probably not. It really sucks to miss Nod. I had this feeling with James Jordan last year. This is a horrible feeling, but yeah, he looks really good. I think the fixture gets a little bit harder, so I think he's gone now. Yep, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Just Supercoach, such as Supercoach. Fried Monkey. Hey Joe, I was thinking of taking one out of your playbook and going uber aggressive since I've got a few on the field. Grundy to Roses via forward line. Already have Bruce plus Rao and Horn Francis free up cash to get Brayshaw in English. Do you rate this, and is Petrarca a better premium than option than Brayshaw? I like Petrarca, an extra 30k for Petrarca over Brayshaw plus Petrarca's fixture coming up. I think I like a little bit more. I definitely like Brayshaw though. Who averages more throughout the year? I think Brayshaw's a good chance. I probably have, like, the odds would be in Brayshaw's favor there, but both have cop 2 tags, and Petrarca's fixture opens up. So I kind of like Petrarca, especially with the money saved. But Grundy to Roses, already have Bruce and Gorn. I guess if that enables you to get Sam Hayes, I think it's okay. But just be warned, Grundy will probably bounce back this week. Also gets you English and Brayshaw, so it's okay. Yeah, you already have Bruce and Gorn. Okay, so that gets you Sam Hayes next week. So I guess it's okay, only because of that. But yeah, just be prepared for Grundy to fire up this week. Sinclair or Stewart? Probably Stewart. Petrarca or English, and why? What is Steph Martin possibility to come back at all? I don't know about Steph, but I think it's going to be pretty tough to take English out of that role when he's playing really well. Petrarca English. I think Petrarca scores more points this week, so probably Petrarca, but yeah, who knows. I think on the pod we kind of said English just because they both have really nice run coming up. I think they score the same. Just if you need a forward more, go English. If you need a mid more, go Petrarca. Brisbane Lons. Hey Joe, I was thinking about fading Bruce and grabbing Sam Hayes at R3 on the bubble next week. Thoughts? Love the content as per usual. Thank you, Brisbane Lons. Yeah, that's fine. Because then you don't have to do a 200k downgrade. Curtis Weeding. I mean, you don't have to get... you don't have to put money into Bruce next week, which might hurt your upgrades. Because you have to pay up for him. Curtis Weeding, hey George, do you think it's okay to go up to Gorn to Grundy? Nah, don't do that. 100k for an upgrade. Nah, of a premium upgrade? Nah. This is not worth it, but yeah, it's gonna suck. I think it's more important to get rookies off the field than to spend 100k going a premium to a premium. So that's the logic there. So it might be Gorn scores 20 more points a week than Grundy, possibly even more the way things are looking. But you know, Horn Francis to Petrarca should be like a bigger swing than that, if that makes sense. Plus, you're moving your team forward, not stagnating, if that makes sense. So, or even like, I don't know, getting McCartan up to a 105 defender, that should be like 40, 50 points a week. So, I'd rather be doing that sort of stuff. Also, Jake Lloyd, a top 6 defender. I want to upgrade Juan Francis next week with him with the 200k I've got from Router Bruce. Feels like a little late to jump on Sicily next week. I think I'd still take Sicily over Lloyd for sure. Is Lloyd top 6? I don't think so. I think he's very close though, and he's going to be good value, and he's very durable. The weird thing with Lloyd is the first 2 weeks he had like 30 kick-ins and only averaged like 105 in his first 2. Then he had 2 kick-ins and he scored like a 70 odd. His ratio was quite bad. Like his fantasy was like 82. His Supercoach was 76. And then the 4th game he had 2 kick-ins, but he tonned up. So it's, I don't know with Lloyd. Like I think for 500k I'll probably grab him because he's probably safe. He's looking like a high 90s guy this year, but for his price and durability, I don't think that's the worst thing. So, and of course he has upside for more. So they are sharing the kick-ins a bit more this year, but I don't think he's top 6, but I still think he's a good trading target because I don't think he's probably like in the 6 to 11, 10 range, I think. A lot of good defenders this year. But you got to remember the durability is immense with him, and that's like a big bonus that might not pay off for 3 months. Cameron at Hey George, thoughts on trading Rao down to Hobbs, gain 250k. I can use that to get rid of Juan Francis and bring in Jake Lloyd. Nah, probably wouldn't. I think Juan Francis is going up, probably go up like, I don't know, 10, 15k this week if he scores like an 80. Jake Lloyd's break-even's 140, so he's coming down. So that's like a 30, 40k difference if you could do that next week. I would actually wait a week to do that just because it gets you more cash. And if you want to do Rao to Hobbs and then maybe get in Sam Hayes early or something and then do like a double up next week, I think that's fine because there's every chance Juan Francis goes close to Jake Lloyd in scoring, but there's every chance it doesn't. So instead of Juan Francis, maybe if you can find like a better option, like I'd go to Sicily over Jake Lloyd. Sean, hey George, thoughts on Bowie to Rao and Bruce to Petrarca? Yes, thoughts on Bowie and Rao to Roses and Steele. Both are fine. Like pick whichever you like out of Petrarca and Steele. I think because Petrarca is value, I'd go the first one because Bruce is probably going to make more money than Roses, most likely. Hey Jordan, is getting Toronto a good idea at this stage of the year? Yeah, I think it's fine. Contract year. Thoughts on Zorko? He's now a defender DPP. It'd be more interesting if he wasn't playing injured. So I don't touch players that are playing injured. A bit like Heaney last year. So I was so negative on Heaney, and now I'm like the biggest fanboy of him because Heaney last year was limping throughout games. He said multiple times in media interviews, my ankle is not right this year, but I'm not training during the week and stuff like that. So I don't know what Zorko's doing. Like he probably isn't doing much training. He's clearly sore in his lower leg or Achilles or something. Don't touch players that are playing injured. It's just don't touch him. If he says he's like 100% later in the year, then you could take the risk on him. But remember that Achilles flared up 2 years ago. It's flared up again this year. I don't think it's worth the risk, but he's definitely going to be, I think he'll be top 6 in scoring. It's just durability risk. Sports Samurai, hey George, what do you think of Rao, Ridley, and Grundy to Brayshaw, English, and Roses? No, because you're effectively doing English to Grundy. I don't think that's worth a trade. The other two, Rao and Ridley to Brayshaw and Roses, I think is fine. That should give you a lot of money to do a possibly double upgrade next week. Harrison Polwarth. Hey George, thinking of going Gibcus to Bruce, Ridley to English. Just means my defense contains Short, Hewitt, Whitfield, Dacos, McCartan, Hinder, Driscoll on the ground. Only one forward rookie though. Thanks, mate. Love you. Yeah, I think that's fine because I think it's the last week to jump off Ridley. But I honestly think because it's the upgrade season, you might like. Is it better going Ridley to? Well, actually, Ridley to English. That's probably like 30 points difference. I think that's fine. Only because like Ridley looks terrible. Dean Nakos, what do you think I should do with Chapman? Well, he's out, so I think you just probably trade him. 300k in the bank, upgrade him. I can trade him, but would need a boost to do so. But can't move anyone back, so you can only go to premium defender. You could go to like a Tom Stewart or a James Sicily. I'd go Sicily number 1 if you don't have him. But yeah, I'd boost to get him to premium. Go grab those points this week. Use that money. Is Baz another rare Ultra Primo breakout? A lot of similarities with Took last season, where 1 second you blink, he's the next top 5 mid. Yep. Yes, very few coaches ever bring him in, just 4% ownership and runs all day. Like Took, Dog's draw is ridiculously soft to the boys as well. Currently high scoring player in, I'll say, fantasy. So yeah, he is. He's 135 average, and next is Brayshaw on 126. I think we'll just keep talking about Baz every week, and we'll keep ignoring him. And I think he's fine to bring in. So I'm not doing it. I just prefer to pay up a little bit for a bit safer premium. But he's fine if you want to bring him in. He will destroy Adelaide, I think. He has a history of doing that. Mids that spread versus Adelaide. Yeah, should do very well. Do you think Baz might be around the top 8 or 10 midfielders? Yep, I'd have him in the ceiling of like the 7th best to the 15th, somewhere in that range. So I think it's fine. But you gotta remember, had a groin issue in preseason, hip issue, mental health issues. Like, it's not exactly the most bulletproof pick, whereas like a lot of the other mids have like no issues at all. Next AFL Fantasy. Is Dawson playing down back terrible scoring wise? As Crows fan, what's your thoughts? Well, he's getting most of the ball down back, so they rely on him a bit. I think he should be able to score better on a wing. So I think with Hinge coming in, he'll move back on a wing. So I think Dawson's fine. I think he'll go like low hundreds. I think the main problem with Took tackling is route, and even Anderson taking it from away from him this year, and as they had no one taking it away, as last year they had no one. He always spread from stoppage as well, but it seems he doesn't worry about the ball and spreads instantly. What's annoying? Okay. Yeah, maybe. Hole out one of Raoul Whitfield, and hole out and one of Raoul Whitfield. Who to get in? Oh, I think at this point you hold Whitfield. So probably Route of Roses. I think what a lot of people are doing, you bank the almost 300k. You go hold to DPP, probably English or Petrarch, I think, this week, or Steel. Heaps of options. And then you can probably like boost and get like Corn Francis up to like another mid or something, like Sicily. If I think that will work out. You might only have 500k left depending on your bank, so something like that. Ben McKinstry. I'm getting Baz. Yeah, I will too. Seems to be in the Bulldogs midfield. Contested player. Sorry, anything over 4 lines and my brain shuts down. So yeah, I spoke about Baz throughout the video. Throughout this video, I think it's fine. Again, I'd rather feel a little bit safer paying a bit more for someone else, but he's fine if you want to go for him. Time to pay. Jordan De Goey is a top 6 forward. CBAs are through the roof, and he's fitter than he's ever been. Good price too. I agree. I think he's fine if you want to bring him in. So you can go for that. I'll be back in 1 second. Excuse that for a second. Yeah, on De Goey, I think he's fine if you want to bring him in. Probably top 6. Yeah, I conceded. My bias against De Goey. I'm not the best person to ask on De Goey because I don't think he's a dickhead. So yeah, if you want to bring him in, that's fine. He's good value. He's probably the best value forward at this week. Yeah, don't be surprised if he screws you somehow. Is Gresham a keeper? 20 plus CBAs past 3 weeks, has been scoring really well by round 2. Saints have had an early soft fixture. I think he's scoring a lot of goals. I think he's okay F6 sort of thing. So yeah, he looks really good. I probably wouldn't bring him in, but if you already have him, yeah, hold. Ben Narden, you beat me by 1 point. I lost my main league. I was all finished. Opposition had Ward. I lost by 3. Rip. Gibcus, Horn, Francis, Rao, Alpha Roses, track batters. Yeah, that's fine. Grundy down to Bruce and Hall. Grundy down to Bruce, Hall to Laird. Frees up 200k. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, hang on. You're effectively doing... I'll just do Hall out in 1 trade. And then like boost to get Bruce at the R3 or something. Yeah, Grundy to Bruce. Nah, I don't know. I just feel like Grundy's going to respond. And he's so much more durable than Bruce. I don't like trading Grundy. You would be mad if you have to trade you would have to be mad if you want to trade out Grundy already. You know, I've sat through trading premiums this year, and I did it for structural purposes for the most part. Yeah, it's gonna all the writings on the wall for Grundy to bounce back. Has a good record on Draper. Aiden Brown, hey George, I'm going Rao to Roses this week, which gives me 317k in the bank. Do you think I should upgrade someone like Rochelle or even Juan Francis next week? Let's turn this down a bit. Yeah, apologies. I don't know if you can hear, but there's a lot of people talking and TV in the background. I can't do anything about it. Rao to Roses this week. Yeah, I think that's fine. Next week, yeah. Ideally, use that money this week, but then you can get Rochelle and Juan Francis making a bit more money. You can get them up to who you want. Ethan Wilson, sitting on 31 trades, going to use 2 this week. Going to go Rao, either Heaney to English and go McCartan, Roses. Thoughts? Or should I go Hinge to trade instead of McCartan? Should I consider Baz? I've spoken about Baz enough this video. If you have someone better to go from, I think Hinge has got like another 50 to 100k in him potentially because his role's so good. If he's like, if Hinge is sub or anything, just get rid of him, I guess. But I'd probably get rid of Hinge over McCartan, just a bit more certainty around McCartan. Baz is fine, and then yeah, Heaney English, probably go English, bit more consistent role. But I love Isaac. Chocolate Bear 3333. Lol, you love Chris Mao. First week you're saying he's not a good midfielder. Most reactive bullshit ever. Yeah, a little bit reactive. The clearance numbers were bad for him. That's why I was concerned. So Headers like doubled his clearances for the center clearances for the year in one game. So yeah, fair enough. Should I field Hayes or Proust if they both play? Field Proust. George, should I go 0 to Proust? No. Then Hinge to McCartan and Hobbs to sub. Dacos back, then Rao to steal. No, don't trade Cherry. Find another way. Cassidy, would you be able to update your power rankings for each video? I feel a lot has changed. I've actually, you know, I'll show you guys my, tier maker. Oh, this is my forward power rankings I did. So I got English Dunkley 1, 2. I got Heaney 3rd. Most people disagree with Heaney, say that this is bullshit that he's scoring like this, but I generally think he's like the best player in the league at the moment. Butters Taranto. I have Butters 105 plus because he just had a few down weeks, but the problem with Butters is he probably has more down weeks. I have Taranto 105 plus, but I'm not 100% sure. I just think he's been excellent this year, just disposal. Degoe, I think the game plan's kind of hurting him a little bit, but his CBAs are there. Next bracket, Brody. Brody's probably 1 tier below when 5 gets back, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe I'm overrating Brody here, but we'll see. Parker, Cogs, Trelaw, Liver. And then I got Lip, Hawkins, Dan Rioli, Luke Jackson, Cherry, 90 plus. So Cherry could be 98 roughly, but he had that one unlucky game where he went off for a long period of time, and they just used Goldstein in the ruck a bit more. So yeah, I have my mids and defender video to do, so I'll do that. So yeah, reward if you're still watching. There you go. How many questions we got? Probably like 50 more. We got to speed through this. Thoughts on whole Rao, Grundy, Sinclair, Priest, Cripps. Oh, that's fine. I don't like trading Grundy. Zeri, Hall, Rao, Sicily, Priest, Cripps. Yes, I'll do the second one. Cripps off the hamstring. Yeah, probably wait a week. Generally concerned about Grundy. Swans have been there for the last couple of years and he just doesn't look interested anymore. Thinking of going Grundy down to Proust this week and trading Hall to Petrarca and then Rao to English. Would love to hear your thoughts. I'm not sure about trading Grundy to Proust, to be honest. I'm definitely holding. If you're this concerned about Grundy, if this is your assessment, then just get rid of him. But for me, I'm holding. Thoughts on hey Jules, love your channel, thanks. Thoughts on Ridley and Gibcus to English and Roses. Yeah, you're not really you're doing 2 trades. You're not really accomplishing anything here. So in this scenario, you probably aim to get a rookie off the field instead of Ridley. I think you're kind of stuck with Ridley if you're doing this sort of stuff. unless you boost and get another premium in. Maybe at least Supercoach and AFL. I already got Witts and Grundy, and I want to stick with them until at least a buy. Should I go Bruce next week or Hayes next week? Whatever works for your team better. If you need the money, go Hayes. If you don't, go Bruce. I think Bruce makes more money, but Hayes a bit more long term job security and probably more durability than Bruce. I guess who doesn't have more durability? Hey Jules got rid of Rao and Berry for Roses, and I'm not sure between Track, English, Brayshaw, and Steele. This is too long. Okay, so fair enough. You want to jump off Berry, Track, English, Berry. Brayshaw, Steele. Well, you don't want Steele. Track, English, Brayshaw. Well, I'm going Track and English this week, and I still have no idea which one's better out of Track and English. But I think on the pod, JD and I think we're swaying towards English a bit more. Yeah, both have dream runs coming up. I think Track should outscore him the next few weeks though. So yeah, maybe Track. I think that they're both probably going to go up in price the next few weeks. Paddy Nam, I had 86k spare cash and traded out Perkins and Idea Ways in my team for Roses, and then traded out of Petrarca. That's fine. This guy does the craziest trades. Yeah, too crazy. I have to think when I trade, is my trade going to backfire potentially? I have to ask myself that. It's like a Dwight Schrute, I ask myself, would an idiot do this? And if they wouldn't, if they would do it, then I wouldn't do it. Something like that, whatever. So yeah, ask myself, could this trade significantly backfire before doing it? That's why I was okay doing like a Gibcus and nod this week, because I don't think it would. I don't think it would hurt too bad. Oh boy, where are we up to? Oh my lord, too many questions. Rail's checking Steel and Crutch every contest. Yeah, he did a terrible job on both. He really did. Massively overhyped. Yeah, it's hard to know what happened. Like, he's got it in him because he showed it. It's just, yeah, he looks terrible. C-Mac to Priest is fine. Granny to Oliver, no. Use a boost to get rid of Hall and still upgrade. I can do Hall to Witherden. We spoke about Witherden on the pod. It's like, the scoring is there. Durability's not really there either. Durability's not there. And he's kind of unproven over a long period of time. So you could go him if you want. I prefer the safer options. Green is fine if you want him. Blow out my team for Walsh. I wouldn't blow up your team for one player, but if you want to bring him in, that's fine. Can you put your camera video over the top of the advertisements and use ad blocker? It will make your presentation look cleaner. Yeah, I'll try to do that. Do you think trading out rookie early, Rochelle or McCartan to upgrade Rao? Sorry, I'm going to text my mother to tell the TV, turn the TV down, because nobody listens when I say I'm recording. What's the question? Trading out rookie early, Rochelle and Martin in order to upgrade Rao. Yeah, that's fine. If they're your worst rookies, then I would do that. Otherwise, look elsewhere to trade your rookies. Turn TV down. Thank you. Rochelle and McCann really should be held though. I'd find another one if you can do it. I have 3 trade options this week. No idea what's the best. Stevens, Roses, yes. Francis Stevens, Rochelle, Roses, Hayes, Heaney. You might as well just wait a week for Hayes. I don't like any of these trades. You probably just do Stevens to Roses and get more money. Yeah, I know it's like, you're really forcing an upgrade here. Like Horn Francis, Rochelle, both. Fair enough, one of them, but both of them. No, I wouldn't do this. To go top 6 at 480k, I think he is. And then Gresham 400k. I think you go like, I think I have to go, where do I have him? I have him 6th. There's a ceiling to go higher. I don't know. Yeah, he's fine. Gresham at 400k? Nah. Thoughts on Elmac? Nah. I don't trust him. Grundy, Rao, Francis, Bruce, English to Goey. If you really want to get rid of Grundy, that's fine. I guess you're getting one primo in and you're getting two. Still going forwards with your team. You're getting Bruce. I think it's yeah, it's okay, I guess. G'day George, bringing in a defender and was wondering with 564k, should I go May as a pod or Sinclair, Sicily and Crisp? I would go Sicily. Mitch Lewis is out. I wonder if they throw him forward. Surely not. If you think that's an issue, you'd probably go Crisp. Durability is better than Sinclair, so I don't know, maybe Crisp. Hey George, thoughts on trading Hall and Rao this week? Got to bring in Roses, but unsure what mid primo to bring in out of Parish, Green, Oliver, Steele. What do you think? Probably Oliver's best value this week out of those four. Green's still fine, but Oliver's a bit safer. I don't like Parish because the bombers suck really bad. Chris Pryor, hey George, love channel. Looking at using a boost this week, trading out Berry, Hon Francis, and Grundy or Whitfield for Sicily, Roses, and Heaney. I'd get rid of Whitfield before Grundy because Grundy should be top 2 or 3 in position. Whitfield is probably not even top 10 the way things are looking. Plus, he's not durable like Grundy. Sicily, Roses, Heaney, that's fine. Hey man, love the channel. I'm suffering without McRae or English. My brother, no McRae for 2 weeks for me was the worst experience ever in Supercoach. 370k in the bank, A, Ridley to English and Rao to McRae, or B, Horn Francis to Roses, McCann to Steele, Rao to Petrarca English. Yeah, do this one, just get McRae. Get him in, get him now. I'm trying to work out whether to downgrade Cherry to Roses, no, or for Bowie to Stewart, or Rao to Petrarca. If you can do like Bowie to a rookie, Bowie to Roses via DPP with Dacos, and then Rao to Petrarca, I'd do that. Dan Marshman Hedges, nice score with the Crips benched. It was okay. Still off the top players at the moment. Thoughts on Grady Mills? Achilles is fine apparently. Asked JPK when he came into my cafe. Oh, that's cool. Or Titch seems to be back on ball. Cherry R2 ready forward. Makes my midfield. It's a very nice midfield. I know JPK said it's fine. I'm pretty sure 1 or 2 games ago they were having a look at his Achilles, and he battled through this all last year, and eventually it blew up late in the year. I don't feel comfortable bringing in Mills. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't feel comfortable bringing in Mills. So I wouldn't do it. I don't trust Titch with his coach, but he could be fine. GMW, I can't have McRae, Neil took as a mid for Primus. In your opinion, who are the 5 next best mids when upgrading? I don't have Crips, and I'm looking at track this week. Okay, so Oliver, Brayshaw, Petrarca, Steele, +1. Maybe it's Crips, maybe it's Walsh, maybe it's Bailey Smith. Probably missing somebody. So, yep, could do that. So those are, yeah. I'll release my mids one. This week is my second busiest week for work for the entire year. It's just I don't have time this week. Even this video, I'm like struggling for time. I'm going to bed after this, so I'll do my rankings maybe like on the weekend or something. Maybe like Friday night if I get a chance. I'll probably be crashed on Friday night. Broken Supercoach, too long. Sorry, I can't do Heaney or Brayshaw this week without missing out a bunch of points on Field Thoughts. Yeah, you can grab either, that's fine. Can't believe you traded Gorn. Would have traded down Grundy to English, and you would have a similar result. Hope you answer it next week. I just misread Gorn because the idea behind trading the ruck to enable Bruce, I liked that idea. It's just Gorn was not the one. I didn't see him coming back in this sort of form because Jackson's ruck time has lowered the past few weeks. I didn't see that coming. And not only that, Gorn also has had a few dream matchups as well, but he looks unreal. And I'm a little worried not owning him now. So, yeah, he's killing it. Liam Dow, I'm ranked 1.3k and your team is 10 shoulders above mine. Don't have Hayes, so I need to get Roses and Bruce. Sub structure. I need to field Dixon. Need to field Durden, Dixon, or Williams. West Coast first ruck, pretty useless. Worth getting needed cash gen for poor rookie scores. I guess you're looking after the team, but you want to get points on field now. So yeah, get Roses and Bruce. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't think I'm doing an upgrade next week. I just can't facilitate one without Yeah, actually, I probably could, but I probably won't, just because I want a few more plays to make more money. So, yep. Matthew, hey George, thoughts on Bowie to Rao and Watt to Petrarca and Proust to Roses? Bowie to Rao, Watt to Petrarca, Proust to Roses. Yep. Thoughts on Rao, Francis, and Hinge to English, Proust, and Roses? Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Not a big fan of getting rid of Hinge, to be honest, but if you have to, or Horn Francis, but I guess Proust and Roses will make more money than those two from here on out. Thoughts on getting Proust Roses to go in for Horn Francis, Hinge, McDonald? Yeah, that's fine. Again, I've already spoken about Horn Francis and McDonald enough. Like, ideally you don't trade them, but if you want to get premium and more points this week, I think you kind of have to. Will Jack Sinclair maintain his performance throughout the season? Why is Brody Grundy not performing well? We spoke about Brody Grundy on the pod. Why is he not performing? I don't know. I think it was a tough matchup versus Big O. Big O is usually good against him. Grundy's kind of looked like he looked really good in the preseason. Looked pretty good round one, but since then he's not been super great. Not passing the eye test. Not taking those. Like, you look at English and Gorn, they're taking those big marks all around the ground. Big marks, intercepts down back. Grundy's not doing that. It's the marks. He's not taking marks. I don't know if that's game style as well. And he's hit out probably against Big O looks quite terrible. He's like his tap work. So I think he's still a hold. And can Jack Sinclair maintain? I think he'll drop slightly, but I think he can go top 6. What are your thoughts on Darcy or English? Darcy, the durability risk with... Sorry, I know, but the durability risk with Darcy I think is too high at this point. I'd maybe look at him post-buy, but he could be a huge pod for you. Like, upside is huge with him. Tim English, yes, I think he's the F1 for this year. Who out of Sinclair, Sicily? I go Sicily. Steele, Clary. I go Steele. Heaney or English? Probably go English. My trade situation similar to yours, however, I can go Rochelle out to get Petrarca in, or Horn Francis out to get Brayshaw. Which of these moves? Which is the move, and which rookie would you want to hold longer? I think Rochelle, because his break-even is lower, and Horn Francis is probably going to go sooner rather than later. So will Rochelle. So I think... I'm planning to get rid of Rochelle in 1 or 2 weeks, so I'll probably get rid of Horn Francis just because of the break even, but I think they can both go pretty shortly. And I'd probably take Petrarca over Brayshaw, although I feel like I'm going to make the wrong call here because one of them could go very, very big and the other could go subpar. So the main reason for Petrarca over Brayshaw is money. If they were both equal money, I'd probably go Brayshaw, but yeah. Awal-O-A. Awal-O-I. Hey George, I'm in a bit of a predicament. This is too long, dog. Said lesson 4. Lesson 4 lines, please. McRae. I don't know McRae, just get him in then. What are your thoughts on Degoe Degrope getting 20 plus CBAs every week? Yeah, it's good for him. Very good. He's looked okay in the midfield. In terms of, I didn't think he was much good of a clearance mid, but he looked quite good this year. Missing a lot of shots on goal too, so it's probably upside there. But yeah, he's playing really well. Can't deny that. Yeah, he's fun to bring in. Whitfield, Rao, Grundy to Proust, English, and either Brayshaw or Petrarca. I'm thinking thoughts. Whitfield, Rao, Grundy. Proust, English, Brayshaw. Excuse me. Again, I'm not. If you can just do Rao and Proust. Whitfield, I think you have to. I'd probably just hold Whitfield and Grundy, and then go Rao down, and then like someone else up to Petrarca or Brayshaw. Gonna get Insorki, but not sure who out for Ridley and Whitfield. Well, good luck. I'm not gonna answer this because I think it's irresponsible to bring in a player who's limping during games multiple times throughout the year. So yeah. You're trading out a problem for another problem there, so I wouldn't do it. Rao to English via DPP. Yeah, look, it's all going to score well the next few weeks, but I think the injury risk is too high. Rao to English via DPP. Yes. Paul Sheehan, George, mate, thanks for the content. I think you need Sicily in your team, and you're really high on him. Mitchell's game plan increases his scoring ability. I think so. They're using him so much out of defense. I didn't see it coming. with all the other players. But yeah, they're using him a lot. He's intercepting, he's taking kick-ins, demanding the footy. Just great pick. Painful non-selection. If you had to pick one of Steel, Track, Track, Steel, Spray, Heaney, and Mills, where would you go? Probably Steel. What are your thoughts on Grundy to Bruce, Rao to Steel, and Horn Francis, or Shelley to Brody, Lip, Roses? I think it's too late for Lipinski and Brody. Because they're like, Lipinski's still very speculative. There's a few issues with Lipinski, and Brody's got 5 coming back post-buy, so that might hurt him a bit. So yeah, I would just do Grundy to Bruce, Rao to Steel. Kind of feels bad. I don't think it's even worth it. I'd just get Rao, Bruce at R3. And then like 1 up, 1 down, round Horn Francis to a primo. Per PSO, you need to go play Dream Team, mate. SC's clear not for you. Everything you've said you wouldn't do, you done. Sorry, everything you said you wouldn't do last year, you've done. Don't take me for the advice. It's the least I could do. Yeah, I did a lot of things I wish I didn't do, like trading in Hull after so bent on not bringing in players with hamstring history, and I did it like an idiot. Yeah, I still think my SC record's okay. Just had a bad start. Yeah, wish I did a few things differently. Can you make a video on predicting top 10 mids, defenders, and forwards? Yes, I'll do that probably next week. Have Bont, Neil, McRae, to Green, nice flex. Should I bring in Keys, Track, Bray, Steel? Bring in getting Clary next week. Yep. Relay to Sicily worth a boost. With a boost. Yeah, I guess. Sicily should outscore Ridley by 15 a week. Yeah, I guess. If you got nothing else going on, can't improve your team elsewhere, then fine. Who to keep? Horn Francis or Berry? Probably keep Berry. It just, if you feel comfortable holding Berry through potential injured shoulder, then Berry. If not, hold Horn Francis. Pretty simple. Starter pitching, I'm sick of Whitfield, but as I've already done a sideways from Ridley to Doherty, I'm not sure if I trade Whitfield. I think at this point, Whitfield showed enough good signs that you hold on the weekends. I'd hold. George, what are your thoughts on holding Rao? You can do it. It's just that he's a high break even and he's going to leak money. And if he does put in a similar performance to what he's been dishing up the past month, break even's going to get worse, and then he's like becomes a high priority to trade. But he's got it in him to do really well. It could happen. But yeah, it just doesn't look like it. Sinclair, Tom Green, or Sicily and Petrarca. Sicily and Petrarca, less speculative. More confident fielding McCartan or Nick Martin. Nick Martin. English or Brayshaw. Probably save money on English, I guess. Brayshaw's fixtures are a little bit harder than English's. Probably English, but it's so hard. Like, yeah, I don't know. They're both great options. Tim English, absolute must-have. I don't think he's absolute must-have now that he's 570k, but he's definitely, you want him in your final team. Hey George, should I trade Rao, Cherry, and Hull? Don't trade Cherry. You can go straight Hull to Track if you can, or straight to English, and then downgrade Rao to Bruce or something. But yeah, don't trade Cherry. Bruce must have. We discussed that in the video. If we have Hayes coming next week, discussed that this video already. Grundy, Rao, and Meek for Track, Steel, and Bruce. You can just go Meek to Bruce and then hold Grundy. And then if you can go Rao to Track or Steel. I don't know if you can afford that though. Yeah, you should be able to. Dylan, should I hold my boost with McDonald to Sam Hayes? Wait, should I hold my boost with McDonald to S Hayes in this trade? Out Rao, Bowie, McDonald, in Roses, Jack McRae, Sam Hayes. Well, I think that's fine to do because you get one Jack McRae and you get him in, you can captain him. So yeah, and yeah, at least you're going. I think your on-field rookies might get worse because like Bowie is probably going to outscore whatever rookie you have. So bear that in mind. But honestly, the pain of not owning Jack McRae is horrible. So I think it's fine. Hey, George, looking at trading Bowie from Francis and Rao, certainly trading down to Roses, but should I be stacking my middle defense right now? It depends what rookies you want to get off the field. So I have like I have 3 rookies set up. I'll get McCartan off the field in probably 2 weeks. Happy to field Dagerson and Driscoll, but I definitely think that getting the big mids, like the mids will outscore the defenders and they have high ceilings, so I'd probably be getting the mids in. Hey mate, curious your thoughts on Tex. There's a lot of avenues to score and seems to underprice shares. Well, remember last year he had a bit of a soft tissue complaint. He kind of slowed down here and there, but yeah, he looks great. There's every chance he's top 6 forward the way he's playing. Unbelievable player to score. Unbelievable player to watch when he's on. So I probably wouldn't, just because the durability is probably not good enough. Yeah, I think it'd be a fun pod though. Not something I would do. Track or Brayshaw? Track because of the money saved. Roses had junk time CBAs. He's a trap. I thought he passed the eye test. I wouldn't call him a trap. I think he's best available rookie, but I think he's one you can pass on. Harry Kurt, I'm sitting on 32 trades and want to make a move this week. Thoughts on Grundy, Whitfield, and Sinclair? Sorry, thoughts on Grundy, Whitfield, and Rao to Sinclair, Baz, and Degoe? Nah, don't trade Grundy. You can get... Just upgrade it. Go Rao down to somebody, and then get your Degoe up. Rao to a rookie, and then up to Basil Degoe. That's all I would do there. Okay, I guess you're sitting on 32 trades, so maybe you could trade Whitfield or Grundy. I'd just pick one of them to trade, wouldn't trade both. Is a sideways trade like Ridley, Sicily? Yeah, you go one up, one down, and then you sideways probably Whitfield or something. Or the Grundy, whichever one you hate the most. But I probably think Whitfield's not top position. I still think Grundy's like top 3. Is a sideways trade like Ridley to Sicily, or to go with a trade, aka Sicily's a keeper? Yeah, as long as you're also upgrading at the same time. Is bringing Gresham a good idea? I don't think he's top 6. His dribble is not good, but and they've had a soft fixture, so I don't think it is. But he's been a great starting pick. How are you able to swap players in positions while in the middle of trading? Done at 22, 23. I'll get to that. 22, 23. What have I done here? Oh my god, computer's so slow. You just click the S button, the sub button, I think. I think that's what you mean. Well, in the middle of trading. Sometimes it doesn't work, you might have to refresh, but just click the S, the substitute button, the S button. I've used one boost already. Should I get another to get Bruce? Yeah, if you're upgrading your team. How do you rank track Clary, Spray, Keys, Green? 1 Clary, 2 Brayshaw, 3 Petrarca, 4 Keys, 5 Green. I could honestly get that all wrong. Green is like one day. I think Green will be the best one day. He just has the complete midfielder's game, like spread, inside game, forward craft, overhead. It's just, he's so special, but it's still early in his career. Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah. Clary would have gone like 130 if he didn't get tagged last year, I think. Probably Clary first. Hey George, need some help with my trades this week. Thinking of getting out Ridley and Bowie and Rao. Thinking of getting out Ridley, Bowie and Rao, and getting in Chris, Sicily and Bruce, or Sicily, Bruce and Petrarca. I think you go Petrarca over Crisp. Sam Hayes or Roses. I like Roses because I can get both in. So I think Sam Hayes will be the better rookie, but I think it's fine to grab both. Is it too late to trade Whitfield? Probably. How does Vosna coming back impact Short, Rioli? And what does that mean moving forward? Well, I think it negatively impacts Short because they're using Vosna a bit out of defense. So I think it does impact them a little bit. I still think Short's a great pick. Get him back on the G, he'll be fine. Hey George, can you give me help with my trades? Ridley and Rao to Bruce and Track. Yep, that's fine. Hold Whitfield, get rid of Ridley, I think. The problem is, like, you should be doing, instead of going Ridley out, you should be going, you should have heaps of money. Maybe you can boost and upgrade something, like Horn Francis to Sicily or something. G'day George, should I field Martin or Hayes this week? I'm fielding Hayes, but I have to. I think Martin's probably a bit more reliable. Hayes for the ceiling, I guess. I don't know. I think they're both fine to field. Probably say Nick Martin's got a bit more consistent role, I guess, but Hayes is far better, superior at NFL numbers. So, although Martin was, I think, was he waffle? I think. I'm fielding Hayes. I don't know, maybe Hayes. I don't know. Should I go Ridley, Rao, or Francis to Sicily, English, and Roses? Ridley, Rao, and Francis to Sicily, English. So yep, you're getting. Yep, your team's still moving forward, so that's fine. Grundy, Rao, Francis, Petrarch, English, Roses. Nah, do the first one. Get rid of Ridley over Grundy. That's the video. Yeah, a lot of questions to get through for that one, but yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully I answered those questions okay.